Happy Tuesday. I always feel a bit chaotic on Tuesday. If I'm being honest, I kind of went to self-sabotage today. I really want to put out 30 videos before my birthday on April 22nd, and I noticed that I was finding every reason not to. But the good thing is that I'm pretty good at interrupting self-sabotage, so I thought, why not just share that? I can't be the only one that needs it on this chaotic Tuesday. Behind me, this is my cat, Jupiter. Jupiter, say hi. Jupiter, say hi. Okay, Jupiter didn't say hi, so I'm going to need you to say hi in the comments. Thank you. Before I start, something to note is that I love tough love. I am tough love's sweetheart, in fact. Me and tough love, we go hand in hand. We go heart in heart. We go muscle in muscle. I like to speak to myself like I love myself, but also like I expect me to show up for me when it's time to show up for me. Because I do expect me to show up for me. You feel me? That looks different every day. Also, on the notion of chaos, look, this is my grandmother in here. She passed away and these are her ashes. We're putting her in front of the camera now. Grandma, say hi. Say hi, Grandma. Grandma, say hi. Okay, she didn't say it, so maybe you do that one in the comments too. It's Tuesday. I can't help it. I can't help that I'm feeling chaotic. Because I love tough love and I'm interrupting self-sabotage, I am saying these things with a pretty stern voice because I don't play about me. Okay, so the first one. This one I say when I find myself avoiding and not starting things. If I realize like, oh my God, I'm avoiding. What I will say to myself is, do you want to live this life forever? And that one gets me right up. I'll stand right up at that one. Do not get me wrong. I do love the life that I live, but I want to be able to get on a plane because it's Tuesday and I'm feeling chaotic and I want to go to Japan and see the cherry blossoms. But right now I don't have the finances, the resources, the scheduling opportunities to do that. So I'm up, I'm working, so I can do things like that. 2, but that was 4 because there's 2, so 2. When I have the case of like the I don't want to, I do this thing that I like to call babysitting, and I'm babysitting myself. So for example, say that I really need to go to the gym. I told myself I wanted to get fit and it's time to go to the gym. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't want to go to the gym now, right? I start negotiating with this goal of going to the gym and being fit. I will do the next thing and not the whole thing, but I'll do the next thing until I do the whole thing. So for example, say it's time to go to the gym. I say, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to do that anymore. I tell myself, you don't got to go to the gym. You just got to stand up. And I'll be like, okay. And I'll stand up. And I'll be like, I still don't want to go to the gym. You don't got to go to the gym. You just need to walk to the closet. Walk to the closet. I don't want to go to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym. You just need to put on your gym clothes. I'll put on my gym clothes. Because I think what happens is sometimes I get overwhelmed with the prospect of like doing it all at once. Because I'm aware of like the overall effort, for some reason it feels like I have to do that overall effort all at once. But that's just not the case. And when I split it up like that, I become more aware that I do have the energy to do it all, but I don't have the energy to think about it all at once. It's just overwhelming, especially when you're doing something that is new to you. That's the thing. Self-sabotage comes when it comes towards things that are already stretching our capacity. So we have to make ourselves like more comfortable in the moment. We have to like microdose comfortability, really. Microdose comfortability. That's a good way to put it. Anyway, I'll do that all the way until I like get to the gym. 3, I had this mentor in undergrad, and if I said things were hard, she would be like, they're not hard. They're different. And at the time, I'm not gonna lie, I did not like that one because I was like, girl, you don't know. You're a professor. You don't know what you're talking about. It is hard. You don't know what it's like. But she did know what it's like. But she was really right. A lot of times things feel hard when they're simply just different. And I think the really special thing about this one is that when I say to myself, or she would say to me, it's not hard, it's different. It helps you begin to organize like what exactly you're doing. And I think that clarity about what you're pursuing orients you back towards the thing that you say that you want. And confusion is a trigger for self-sabotage. So anytime you can clear up a bit of confusion, you're probably also making more space for you to show up for you, or me to show up for me, because I'm talking about myself here. I'm talking about myself, but you could borrow these. Number 4, the same mentor. If we were in a class and I was like, I'm trying. It's like funny now to think about it. She'd be like, don't try, just do. I think that was in like Star Wars or something.
Do or do not. There is no try.
And in the moment, again, I was, girl, what? Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I was stubborn. Was, past tense, because your girl's not stubborn anymore. This one's kind of confusing to explain, but there are times when we're trying so hard instead of just doing the thing. You're either going to get this one or you're not. And if you don't, you don't, and you're missing out. This one's definitely a hit or miss, but it is pretty tough love. Like, sometimes I tell myself, Nia, don't try, do it. You hear that tone? I told you I love a little tough love thing. And this one's almost too esoteric to explain, so I'm just going to move on to the next one. 5. I think women are socialized to be emotional receivers of everything that happens in any environment that they are in. So anytime we're not alone, that's probably why being alone feels so good. But anytime we're in an environment with other people, I think we're often holding space for the emotional situation, so much so that it can sometimes slow down our work. So sometimes engaging with the emotions in a room is actually a form of self-sabotage. So something that I will say, if I'm starting to feel a big emotion while I'm doing something, I'll say, put it on ice. Like I said, you got to say it in that tone. Put it on ice. Put it on ice. And that basically means not right now. It doesn't mean I avoid it. It doesn't mean I dismiss it. It just means that it's not time for that emotion to process, understand that emotion right now. The goal is the goal, and the goal is not the emotion right now. The goal is to finish the task, finish whatever I said that I wanted to do. And then that helps me realize that maybe that big emotion I was feeling or somebody was trying to make me feel was actually just an easy way in to distract me from whatever I'm trying to accomplish. Number 6. This one is one that I use every single morning because I notice I have a tendency to self-sabotage in the mornings. And one way I interrupt that is that I tell myself I'm not allowed to decide what kind of day it is until after I get through my morning routine. That is my number one rule of the day. I don't get to wake up and be like, I don't know, I just feel, no. You don't feel anything. I told you it was chaotic. But I don't give myself permission to feel anything until after I've been through all of my morning routines. I like to take care of my mind, body, and soul. And then after that, then I get to decide what kind of day it is. And the reason I do this is because there's so much power in just getting started. I think this is why, I'm not a monk or anything. What I know about monks is that they have tasks that they have to do throughout the day to keep them grounded. And I think that that's very powerful, and that when we do that, it builds a sense of confidence within ourselves that we can do hard things. If you can do a morning, you can do the rest of your day. The morning is the hardest part of the day. And then lastly, the one that I'm using right now, the chaotic, unhinged interruption that I'm using right now. I did not want to show up today. I did not want to get on camera. I couldn't figure out the angle. I couldn't figure out the lighting. Hopefully the lighting looks better in a little while. But I told myself, you have to earn your audience. You have to earn your audience. And I say that because I've always wanted to be on YouTube. I've always wanted to be good at YouTube. I've always wanted to share my words, my thoughts, what's between my ears, this big old beautiful brain. And I wanted to be successful here. But I can't do that if I do not show up for myself. Nobody's going to follow me. Nobody's going to subscribe to me. So I'm very happy for the 219 subscribers that I have right now. And I feel thankful that you feel I've earned you being here enough to follow. Hopefully that doesn't go down. But if it does, I didn't earn it. I'm okay with that. I'm willing to work and figure it out. Anyway, I'm not going to give you the rest of my little speech that I'm probably giving myself right now. That being said, that is the last one. Interrupting self-sabotage is really about talking back to that voice that is trying to get you off task and is trying to negotiate with you about the goals that you have. I'm saying a lot of you, but I mean a general you. This is how I speak to myself. That's why I say you so much. It's not really me directing. I'm not giving advice. This is me talking to me. It's really important for me to interrupt self-sabotage with a voice that is empowering, that gives me power and does not strip me of power. Everything that I say puts the power back in my hand and forces me to acknowledge that the power to have what I want is in my hands and no one else's. When we're self-sabotaging, we're often pretending that something external to us is getting in the way, and it's just really not. I have more, and maybe if this earns me an audience, then I'll post more. And if not, I hope that you have a fun, empowered, and playfully chaotic Tuesday. Have a great day. Till next time.